Good morning. I finally have a solution to my cable mess. Well, ordered. It's not on its way yet. I was about to say on its way, but not quite. Cool. So that sound works. Looking forward to that. It'll be a much easier time. Doing it that way. All right. Live stream. All right. Here we go. That there, that there, that there. Okay. Air conditioner is trying to get to the moon. That's okay. It was before, it wasn't doing enough. So, all right. We were doing something. I don't know what we were doing. We were working on this, but I might have run out of material. I can't quite remember. Nope. Yeah. So did we do 9? Hang on. 1. Oh yeah, I think I ran out of. Didn't I run out of something? I suppose. Right, let's just collect more materials. We really don't need that. I don't even know where I got that from. Where did I get that limestone from? Alright, let's take a look at these various storage boxes and see what we want to take. Heavy plate. We'll need that shortly, but not yet. We don't need this. Don't need any of that. We could do with a little bit more of that. Plus the cables. I think that's what one of the things that we ran out of. Plus the iron plates. I think we're actually, what we can do here, with some of the more advanced stuff, let's put these things back since we won't need them anymore. So that'll be good. Oh, and we can also put the pipe back for the most part. I like that that's still full. Alright, let's mostly put this away. Alright, and then we can take a little bit more of these, which we needed. A little bit more concrete. Kind of running low on concrete. Anything else? Still got those. Probably I'll take a few more. Take a little bit more of this. Maybe put that back. Anything else? We should be okay on that. Alright. I think that'll sustain us for a while. Okay. Now, did we put down 9 is the big question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we ran out of power. So let's put down the power. Forward to the wet concrete, that'll be fun. Here we go. Oops. Although the next thing in Satisfactory will be to figure out the battery production. So that's going to be the target. Alright, I don't think that we're going to need terribly more space. This is probably enough. Alright, let's put on the solid steel ingots. Oops, that's not going to work. Actually, also, yeah, looking forward to seeing, because we unlocked some recipes for batteries, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of battery setup we can now do. Alright, we can connect the power in. Yeah, we're gonna see how we go with some of the new things that are coming out, or the updates. Because I want to play a little bit of Humankind, probably this weekend. And then we also want to experiment with the look at that. I don't think that I noticed that before. The shadow. Okay. I think that's right. Yeah, I also want to try the Dyson Sphere update that's coming. And then I also want to start a new Dyson Sphere playthrough, but I think I should probably finish what I'm doing with Satisfactory first, before I get serious about that. Is that right? Yeah. Because there isn't that much left in Satisfactory. Maybe we'll we'll like weave it in a little bit. You know, like we'll do some of the basics in Dyson Sphere program every now and then, whilst we finish off Satisfactory. Okay, so let's connect a lot of this. Oh boy, this is not going to be easy. Maybe I should have done. Nah, I shouldn't have. I think I'm doing this in a decent order. Oops. I was thinking maybe I should have done the bottom first, but it'll be harder to put these down if the bottom conveyor belt's already put down. Can't afford. Luckily, we have a whole thing of Alclan. Here we go. We'll just take all of it. No need to be picky. Right, let's continue from the front. Connect that through there. Come on. Alright, I am really looking forward to seeing all of this working. And I hope that we get there today. We should. We don't have that much more complex stuff to figure out. We just have to finish putting this together. Then we have a few constructors to put down. Oh, we finished this already. Alright, let's just make sure. So that's connected, that's connected, that's connected. Okay. So I'm looking for that, and there you go. That's why I'm looking. Okay, good. 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 Yeah. Okay. I don't think that I checked this either. Ah, see, there you go. That's why I checked these things. Okay. Looking for sort of the 4 and the one on the top. Okay, and then of course we need to see both of the arms. But it's more difficult to miss the arms than the other stuff. Alright. So for memory, what we did here is that we put this like here. So let's check that. Yeah. So we gave, we gave about this much space, which is a fine amount of space to get the new materials in. And alright, so let's put this together. Alright, so the splitter, start with this one. Okay, and then we can do this one. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. So let's put something here. What? Oh, come on. There you go. 1, 2, and then we can put something here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sounded like a horror movie going on. Weird. Alright, so how did this work? Okay, so I put a few things here on this line and then I just connected it in. Okay. That's in-game noises. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, so 1, 2 for this one, and then this one essentially lines up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, and then it was that, this goes down and I'll let the order save to its thing. Okay, and then 1, 2. Okay, then we need some here. Come on. Yep. Alright. Alright. So that's connected in. These guys need power. Got the power. Now they've got the power. Okay, let's set up this steel ingot. Okay. One thing that I haven't done yet. I'll do the output in a minute. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. Actually, let's do the power. Okay, oh boy, we're out of. So plenty of rotors, we just need more modular frames. That's okay. These things are just waiting to go. All right. Take those modular frames. Hey, Mr. Drone, how you doing? You're empty, but that's okay. All right. Wow, look at that. Early morning sunrise. It's always a nice thing. Right. Good. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna hold off on the power poles connecting through because they tend to get in the way. So let's get onto the other side then. This is the easiest side because it doesn't have the power poles on it yet. Or it doesn't have the wires. Right. So, up, and down, and this. Okay, fix that little mistake. this time I didn't make any mistakes, but we'll check nonetheless. Speaking of not making mistakes. Okay, so there are 3 and that one, 4 and that one. I just want to see, okay, 4 and that one, 4 and that one. Okay, good. This is how you do an inspection. Alright, here we go. Yep, I saw that. Cool, so let's then select the recipe. And then on the way back, we can connect the right side to the power. Depends on which direction you're looking, I suppose. Alright, connect this. Come on, there you go. Okay, so that's all connected. Then we can set up the steel ingot. Okay. Now the only thing that's left is the output. So I think they go like that. Right. The other thing that we need to do here yeah, it's actually, so 60. So if we divide 720 by 60, it's 12, right? So we can connect 9 plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. And now we have a full belt of steel. So this one needs to then be drawn forward. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oops, 11 and 12. Okay, so that one had 3 for the first one, so it had 6 left over, so I'm expecting 6 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, indeed. Okay, so how many steel belts are we expecting? 3 to 40 steel ingots. So 3 to 40 divided by 720. Oops. 3 to 40. 4.5 belts. Interesting number. Okay. Because essentially that should be 2 and a bit per, per side. So, alright. We can draw that to, let's say, here, and then draw this to, I don't know how far it'll go to here. Okay. So if we do 1, 2, 1, 2, this is not quite right. It'll be more than that. Okay. Okay. So if that's lined up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So that lined there, and then this needs to go here. Aha! Alright, so this is where we then turn this around. Let's see, the middle would be like, what would it be? Would be here. That sort of encroaches on these guys, so we'll have to use the middle of this one. Alright, 1, 2. Okay. Fine. I guess it'll be okay. Just a little bit weird. Got some bugs going on. So this is 3, 4, 5. That doesn't make sense, does it? Shouldn't it be 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we did one too many. But these, there's not much point in them. Alright. Let's see how long that bug persists. See, no hands, no hands, no hands. Ooh, I hadn't done the downwards on these. Good. It is kind of weird. Alright. So we will be doing this. And yeah, we can get rid of maybe this stuff here. We can leave this. Alright. Okay. Then the output line is going to be right down here. Actually, this is not right. Boy, keep making mistakes. Alright, because this output line needs to go around. So. Okay. Right, we have an autosave that's inbound. Okay, 1, 2. That'll work. So we have 3 on there. So anyway, we'll just draw this all the way to the front and figure things out from there. That'll do fine. And so we had 3 on that side, so we need 6 on this side until we add another belt. This is going to be a lot of steel. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, yeah, because it's 12 per, right? Yeah, it actually ends up being here, and then we have, yeah, another 1.5 belts to be connected. Okay, so 1, 2, right. So then let's get this stuff. Actually, one thing I should do here already is, okay. And actually the other, well, no, I don't really know how far back that needs to go. So let's go to here. So that's too long, so we'll just draw it to here. Okay, so that's lined up with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right. I think this helps. This makes my aim better. Not a lot better, but all right. Okay. Yes, we need this. Come on. There you go. Alright, so that needs to go into here. That into there. Oops. Okay. And now it's basically another 12, so it's this whole section of 9. Plus another 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let's see how far this will take us. Okay. good. Okay, let's take this. I don't know what it's trying to do here, but all right, here we go. So this would be lined up. No, this would be lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right. No, don't need a foundation. We need one of these stackables. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. Good. Yes. We have 6 here, so that's the half a belt that we were talking about before. Ooh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. I was worried that I had not counted that first one, but I did. Okay, so this is the foundry line. So on the output here, one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have those 5 on the output. This will essentially get lifted to the top. So now it's just a matter of the constructors. Now actually it would be better to put the, oh, would it? So the problem here is that this steel output needs to feed the first batch of constructors and the second one, right? So we'd have to find a way to get the whatever this set of constructors outputs through here. So, or what we can do is we could start, but one way or the other we have to exchange it. So I think the easiest is, or we can do the production line and then do the drone port for it and then do the next, yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break and then I'll be back. One moment. Okay, so what we're going to do... Okay, so this is the output line. This will be the, you know, where we put the merges. So let's put the... Okay, I don't have reinforced plates. We can probably hand back the rotors now. We don't really need them anymore. I'm not going to hand back all of them, but... Well, it's not like I really have a lot left. Anyway, let's just pick up the reinforced plate. Come on, where is it? I think it was somewhere at the back here. Yeah. Right, then let's take some more of this. Right, another autosave incoming. Now we have to figure it out all over again. Right, so this is the, we're gonna do this, the pipes first. This is the output, like stack. This is the merger line, and then this is where we want the constructors. Let's get the power. Steel pipe. Yep. Okay. So then this splitter goes in the middle. Well, this will have to go, and that's kind of annoying. But I think we should be okay. Oh, no, this is going to be annoying. Maybe we'll just sort of start that a little bit further back or something like that. Anyway, okay, so I should actually not do the first one. So yeah, then we do this on this side, right? Just do what you want. Alright, steel pipe. Steel pipe. Now, 30, so 720 divided by 30. Divided by 2, okay. So we can essentially do 12 here. Per input thing, per input material. Okay, so this is one thing. This is being difficult again. Right. So this would go into, oh my god. Okay. This would go into this one. Get rid of this one actually. Okay. So all of this is going to be steel. Steel ingot. Maybe on the last one we just... I don't know. We have to think about that when we get to it. Hang on. Yeah, this is the merger line. This is the output aggregation. Right, so let's do the first batch of 12. Well, actually, how many of these do we need? 108. So if we go 108 divided by 2, we need 54. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So we need quite a bit more here. Do these stack vertically? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Some of these buildings do, but I don't know if the constructor does. No, doesn't look like they want to. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Well, let's get the power out. Oh, I should be counting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Alright, so 18, I don't know if I'm going to remember that, do I have to count again? Oh, look. Okay, so this would be another 10. This is another, so that's 20. So we are at 38. Okay, with another 10 we would be at 48. I think I'm going to put the drone port like here. So we're at 48 here. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Okay. I think that should be enough. Let's see if we run into any problems here. I think this should be okay. We need this line, but we don't need this line. Alright, let me get rid of this palm tree here. Alright, and yeah, then the aim was going to be to put a drone port right here, because we've got space here. And I don't want to go too much more to the right here because of that gas. Do we even scanning? Enemies? Power slugs? Oh, wasn't there one like down below or something? Anyway. Right, so this is 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Alright. I don't know if I've ever put 108 constructors to do the same thing down. I don't know. This is certainly one of the bigger builds. It would be good if there actually was an alternate recipe for the steel pipe from steel ingot. Like that was a bit faster, but maybe consumed more power or something. I don't know. I guess with the single input recipes there isn't that much of a choice. Close. All right, let's count again. But now we'll be flying. Then it'll just double confirm. Input, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 51, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay. Look at that. That is nuts. Actually, I think it'd be better to do something else. Steel pipe. Steel pipe, okay. Actually, I'm kind of changing my mind about the drone port going there, because like then we essentially don't leave this factory expandable. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Right, we'll just have to see what we do about going further to the left. Okay, that's all of the steel pipes. Now, luckily there's only one input here. Well, looks like even if there's only one, I can still mess it up. Right, there's an autosave. That splitter's probably not going to go in the right place, that's what I'm guessing. Well, it did. Although that one didn't. Can't afford it. Alright. Alright, we'll just use this opportunity to connect the belts in. Have to disconnect some of these because we need to refresh the steel ingot input, but that's okay, we'll figure that out in a minute. Alright, let's see. So what are we missing? Actually, is there anything that I can give back? I can give these things away. Alright. Okay, let's get a little bit more concrete. Definitely get more of these. Then we can also get basically all of that. Maybe put this one back. Alright. This is ridiculous. This, but it's also very cool. Alright. So, there you go. Yep. go so well, but that's okay. There's always another split to connect. Alright, here we go. Alright, so let's get the steel pipe selected here. This is what I'm looking for to the Dyson Sphere program, where you can just do these things without having to click so much. I mean, the only sort of downside is that you do have to wait for the drones to actually hook things up for you. But anyway, that's just waiting. Okay. Yeah, if we do another, which I'm planning to do another Dyson Sphere program, I really want to change it so that we essentially just boost the resource availability, so that we don't have to worry about running out of resources. The only reason for us to expand is, if we want to increase the throughput of the materials. I think one of the kind of annoying things is in the late game you just end up running around all over the place, like connecting new resources just so your existing ones don't run out. So I don't really want to do that. Alright. Oops. Okay, I think we made a mistake, but I'm not going to fix said mistake. I think all of these will have power, so that's all good. And then the next step is for us to figure out where the input material refreshes need to go. Right. So here we go. Now, so this consumes 60. So 720 divided by 60. So after 12 of these, we need a resource refresh, like an input rate refresh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is where we need like this kind of a thing. So I'm gonna try something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we can get this, that's good. To here, then we can get this into here. Good. And then the other thing we'll do is just do this. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where we need another one of these. Right, let's double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we need to refresh. 1, 2. So that one goes into there. And then the top one here is going to be the last one, which doesn't have the full rate. So that's fine. Okay, come on. There you go. One. I think that'll be enough. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's grab this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and then we can 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if we haven't made any mistakes, then you want it like right here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where we need this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we need to get rid of this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Then we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. All right. So that's all of these. Then we just have to do the output here. Now, on this side, the output needs to go backwards. Okay. And we will end up with 3 full output pipes. So I'm expecting 3 full output conveyor belts. So I'm expecting only one of these to like one conveyor belt to be on that side, because you know this side will only actually produce one line of output. So yeah, how many? So we have 20 on the output. So 720 divided by 20. So 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So the thing here is that that should be marking the end of a set of 12, and this should be the third set of 12. So we need to do counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. Yep. So this is where, at the end, where we just disconnected the belt, is where the first full 720 pipe output, conveyor output belt should be here. So we do this, and then 2. Okay. And basically this should be 18, so we should, the next output belt will be over there, so I don't really need to count anymore. I can just connect. Why does that keep happening? Guess you keep clicking the wrong button in the wrong place. Okay. So we will actually need this. Okay. It's only minimal clipping. Now, yeah, it'd be hard to keep building this backwards, I suppose. That's alright. Okay, so another merger. Okay, and then this goes to 1, 2, 1, 2, and into there. And then the other thing is that this one needs to come all the way around. Okay. We'll just draw this forward a degree. Okay. And yeah, we just need to check where that other one came on the output, but I think we'll just finish putting in these for the most part. Right. Okay. I actually would prefer this to be in this slot, so I can take this out and turn it around more easily. Although we can always do it right here. I think it would still be better. Nah, I'll leave it. We'll turn it around here. We'll see where the drone slots need to go. Yeah, this is really annoying. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just sort of step this back to around here. And that way we avoid that. Oh, that's where that thing is. Alright, so it's already connected. Right. Okay, so around here, okay. So this is where we would do the second one. Anyone? Alright. Be cool if they deprioritize like the ones that don't make any sense, you know. But anyway. So, like the ones that just sort of wrap around themselves. Like what's the point of that? Okay. So the thing here is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, because this is where we will want this thing. Okay, and this just goes like all the way to the front. Okay, let's try to get that right. Going in the right direction, right? Yep, they're coming forward. Okay, cool. Cool. Can't afford, right? Now we have the pipes connected, so that's good. The steel pipes. Then it's just the steel beams, and that's just half that distance. half the number. Right. Got another 2,000 to play with, which is a good number. I think we can get a lot done with 2,000. Let's see. Now I actually do want to change the steel input. Come on. Just get it in the right place. It's not that hard. So let's, oops, so it would be here, except the input would come from there. So let's just try on this one whether it would cause any problems. Okay, so that belt would just be a little bit too long, which is fine. We'll put something here. So yeah, this would go to here, and then this would go to here. And we have to get rid of oops, this, and this. This kind of a thing. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. Now the air conditioning is working too well. Right. Okay, come on. Right, that's good. So then this needs to come to here. Alright, that's good. Alright, so that means that we can, you know, draw this to right. So where would this one actually go? I just want to know how this would work. 1, 2. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so that wouldn't work. So we would have to do 1, 2. We'd have to do it like this. 1, 2. Okay. So it would be like this. Okay, another autosave. Okay, and that would work fine. So we have a plan there. It's good. Okay. So these are all the steel pipes. Okay. And then we just have to turn this slightly. So let's see. Okay, so they're not tempted over here. So, alright, let's use this one as the next sort of forward. Okay. It'd be good if these things didn't work, if there was a way to get rid of them. I don't know, maybe you can blow them up, but never tried that. Okay, so that means that this is essentially going to going to need to do a bit of a turnaround here. Now, don't actually need that. Because we can just do this. That'll look a lot better. Okay. So this will be the location of the drone ports. Okay, but let's first get the steel in place here. So it would be something like this. Is there a power slug up here? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright. Then we take this power. We run it like to the edge here. Where's that one? Okay. It's like right on the edge. Okay. Okay, and then we draw this 1, 2. Okay, so now we know where the steel is going to be. So the next step here is for the drones. Now usually we have drawn We have not given any space, so the drones should start like, so that's that backwards, that's the one to deliver in, so then the drone ports should start, okay, we don't have the materials. Yeah, they should start like on that corner. So we need to take some of the advanced materials now. So we needed this, and I think this. Okay, drone port. Okay, radio control units and heavy modular frames. Alright, we can delete this. Okay, let's take these. Where are the heavies? Okay, let's grab some of these. Cool. And we're not going to have drones on this side. They will just be locations where the pipes can be picked up from. They're not going to be able to deliver them anywhere. Okay, so the drone port goes here. So let's see, I don't know how much exactly we'll need here, but probably a decent amount. Right, let's get the power then. That one and this one. So this is going to be steel pipe 3. Steel pipe 2. And steel pipe 1. Okay. So, actually there is no splitter, they just run straight in here. So let's have a so let's put one on the inside here as well. So this gets essentially the material to the input port. Okay, and we won't connect this step, but what we will do is go here. Yep, 1, 2, 3. So what we'll do with this one here is pick from here one, two, okay. So that gets the steel pipes into these, right? that can just go in there, and then we just have to connect the input. So the next step, right, let's clean up the foundations back here. Yep. So we can get rid of all of these. So then the next step is that we just need 54 of this kind of constructor arrangement. So we won't need to go as far. Alright, let's get the power. But the question is, we don't, well, okay. So this space is for the output aggregation. This is for the mergers, and this is on this one here is where the constructors will go. So, oops, come on. So yeah, they go here. This is the mergers, and then this is the output aggregation. We're not going to need this for now, but you know, it's there for future expansion. I don't know if we're ever going to expand this, but hey. So this is the steel beam. They consume 60 per minute. So, alright, so that's the splitters, that's the constructors, that's the output, like the mergers, that's the output aggregation. And that's one more. Actually, usually we don't add one more, so let's just get rid of this for now. And then we'll have the 2 drone ports there. Like here we didn't leave an extra space to the left of that. Yeah, we don't really do that. Okay. Here we did. But I guess this is the, I mean, that's for this, so technically, no, but I prefer to have like one space that doesn't do anything, just to be able to walk on. So let's fix that up on this one. I know that, you know, it's only going to be somewhat limited on that side, but hey. Very orderly fashion. This is all put together, so it's very good. Right, let's get down here a little bit more so it's easier. Alright, let's connect that into there. Okay, so that's that one. So we need 54 of these. So if we divide it by 2, that's 27. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 9 here. That would be 19. Okay, and then we just need 8 more. Well, 19 plus 8 is 27, and then we need yeah, we definitely need those 10, and then we'll see what else we want to do on the back there. These trees are now no longer needed. So if we have the 2, these are for like the material back and forth, so I think we just need this, and then this should be enough. All right. Okay, so that's 9 that we already have down. So let's put down the 27, and then we'll do the power, and then things will get easier from there. Okay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so this is for the sort of basic output belt to wrap around, and this is for the aggregated output belt, which we won't have for this, and then that's just some spare space. So that's good. All right. Okay, I think that's fine now. Okay, I'm sort of messing this up a little bit, but that's okay. This is the last significant build for the steel beams. For the steel factory, I should say. Alright. So, then this would be the other side of it. So, okay, let's count again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay. So, splitter. Okay. Now, these guys are going to need to be refreshed far more frequently because of the elevated consumption of the steel ingots. So, oh, I didn't want to do that one. Okay, so these guys consume 60 steel ingot, right? So 720 divided by 120. We can only really do 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So here we already need to refresh. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we already need to refresh. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So another refresh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is the final refresh. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Oops. Okay, so yeah, we're expecting 3 down here. So the next one we're expecting 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Okay, that's the last one. Cool. Oops. It's 2, 3, well, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Okay, good. And then this. 4. Okay, let's check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very good. Right, so here we go. So we would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see if we can get these through here. Yes, we can. And this is the usual philosophy of, like, if we need a lot of steel beam, then this factory will be able to produce steel beam at a maximum rate. And if we need something else, then, you know, it'll also be able to produce the other things. Right. Let's put this here. So then we just sort of connect stuff into there. That can go into there. Right, and then usually we do this. Right, we're really close to finishing this. Okay, so this goes into here. It's one too high. Alright, this one just eats that one. Okay, good. Alright, so that's all the input taken care of. So let's put together the steel beam here. Oops. And this one, again, I don't know if I really want to connect it to a sink, because it's it produces two output materials. If we only intend to produce a single output material, then it's okay to connect it to the sink, but because if it's multiple, which one do you sink? Come on. Oh, I can't afford it. Like, which one do you actually connect to the sink? Is it the steel pipes? But then if we have steel beam demand, then we're never going to get the full attention of the production lines on that. If it's the steel beam, then it's just the reverse, right? So that's one of the things that you can't do with these sorts of lines. But right, so we just need the cables. Right. Then the one other thing that I did want to do is just put down some some lights, and then maybe we just quickly put down a few pillars, and then we probably will leave this as an open cut or an open factory line like it is, which I think will be a pretty cool look, which we haven't done before. Let's hope that we got everyone on some power. I think we did. Then we just need to do the output. Now on the output, we're actually not even going to have 2 full belts come out of this. It's only going to be 1. Oops. Okay. So if we look at the output here, it's 15, right? Like 720 divided by 15 is 48. So we only have 54 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one will finally be a full pipe, right? A full belt, I should say. We'll get rid of this. And then the rest here are all just working towards that, first belt. Which is quite crazy, but hey, that's what it is. Okay, I'm out of iron rods. Alright. Hang on. Yeah. Well, no, not yet. Not yet, not yet. We'll do it shortly. We'll fly around on the bottom, just put down a few pillars so it doesn't sort of fly in the air. Okay. Alright, so we just need some iron rods. We've got plenty of the other stuff. Not iron plates, not that, not that. Yeah, here we go. Right, and then in preparation, just take a little bit of this. Okay, good. I really like this factory. It's very cool. It's so orderly, and you can see all of it. We don't always get to see like the outputs that we put together. Sorry, the machines so far. then in this case the merger goes like backwards. I think I got the click in just before the autosave. So that should be good. Yep, alright, here we go. 1, 2. Alright, okay, now it's going to be going forward, going backwards, so it should be fine. And then in just a minute we get to connect all of it and see it all working, because we will put together the guide. Alright. Shooting it isn't going to help. My God, we're gonna be able to get this thing out of here. I'm not deleting the. Here we go. Just had it. Come on. Just like a. So that's all of that, and then it's just the output here. Okay. All right. So how did we do it over here on the output side? Okay, that's fine. So essentially what we did, alright, so the output is going to be gathered here, right? So essentially what happened is that we put like this right here. Then this goes to here, right? Then we can get the power over here, like right here, and then so transportation drone port. So okay. So this is the line for the transportation, so that's the, sorry, for the belts, that's the drone port. And then, okay. Right, so, oops, so this goes, and this needs to go, right. Now, hello. I just wanted this power slug. It's been here for like this whole time. Alright. I didn't really need to kill them, but hey, come on. Really? Alright. Here's a hole that we can get through. so sorry, let's connect. Oh, this went to the wrong place, but that's okay. We'll just put something here. And then this is steel beam. This is steel beam 2, steel beam 2. And this is going to be steel beam 1. Okay. Right, so then the second steel beam 1 and 2. And here we will just have like this. Yep, okay. And then it goes to here, 1, 2, and into there. And then we need to have this. Alright, so now I just want to do, yes, these, zoom, vertical, good. 4. So we're gonna have that. Have something on this side, of course here as well, and we can have something at the front here. Okay, so then we have something here too. Maybe like here. And then of course at the back. Stop grunting. You don't want, well, where are you hiding? It's hiding in the bushes. Alright. Oh boy. No. Okay. So, of course we'll line up one thing here. And I suppose here, and then we can also have one here. Okay, and yeah, one here, so no, this line and this line. Okay. We'll deal with the front in a minute. Slightly off. Okay, that's fine, we'll fix that. And then we'll put like one at the back here. We can also do this one here. And I suppose one halfway too. This will work. Yeah, we want one here. Here. I think that I counted those out properly. So kind of want to use these. Yeah, let's use these instead of whatever I was using. Okay, so this and one here. and then it's at the front. Alright, so it's usually at the end of a production. So this one is the next one. Okay, and then we'll have one on here. Okay, and then one on here. Not there. Okay. Right, I'm gonna leave those alone. Right, and then we just put one. No. Yeah. Put one right here. Right, and one here. Okay. And yeah, we'll have one here as well. And of course one here. Well, yeah. This line and this line. Okay. And then it's just one at the front. Okay. Where have you been hiding? Right. Here we go. And yeah, we'll have one here too. Good. Right, and then we'll have one here and also just in the corner here. Alright. That's just on those limits. So okay. So let's put one here instead of here. Oh, actually no. We put one in both locations. That's the end of it. Alright. And sure, we can have one here. Then we should, yeah, put one here instead of here. One. Okay, and then the next series is here. Yeah, we can leave the one at the end in place. Okay. Really? Alright. So we'll have to get, oh no, come on, there you go. We'll have to get some more materials for foundations, which is fine, and then we'll also get the materials for the lights. How's my inventory? Alright. We can drop off that power slug. Alright, we can also drop off those things. That and that power slug. Okay, good. Yeah, more of this, a bit more of this, then just a tad more of that. And then I just wanted to see organization, floodlight. Okay, So it's those beams, plates, copper plates and quick wire. So let's grab a little bit more quick wire and encased beams. Well, I guess we can grab this as well. Right, then we'll grab the quick wire. Okay, good. So let's fly up here. And we'll just fix up that one foundation at the back. Look at this, it's all finished. Factories as far as the eye can see. Kind of tempted to fill in like some of these things. Yeah, I think that'll look better. Alright, where's this? It's only going to be in like a couple of locations. Oh, and it might be worthwhile just to draw the power back here as well. So, I don't know. How many do these do? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Right, so that's good. And then it's just a tiny bit over here, and then we'll put in the floodlights, which is handy because we actually are approaching night. So right, and I'm also pretty tempted to put industrial railings all around, but no, let's not do that in this case. Okay, floodlight tower. Ooh. I think it means that we need one more. Two more here, because this one is for material transportation and then the other one is going to be for floodlights. So we'll put the floodlights sort of in between. Oh, there's another power slug over there. That's okay. This looks weird. What happened? Okay, good. So, floodlight tower. So it's going to be pointing at these, and it's going to be, yeah, all right. So starting here, let's see what this looks like. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll put them every 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I think the power will work like this. Alright, so that's that. And then here it's like, you know, in between these two. Right, on here. Oh wait, this was wrong. It goes here. I don't like that I have to spin these every time. Okay. Oh, hang on. Okay, that's good. I can just connect them to each other. I'm not gonna get rid of whatever power poles I've already put down there. That is not going to be deleted. Okay. Let's get this to here, and then we can get rid of this. Okay, this to here, and this to here. Okay. Good. I think that's pretty cool. Now, okay, so this is the location here. Come on, went in wrong. Okay, this is the longest one of them. think it's supposed to be on this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Kind of want it to be night when we do when I finish connecting these up. It kind of looks cool. Okay, we need to disconnect this, connect this to here. This to here, and this to here. Ha! This looks really cool. Alright, so then this one would go right here. Okay, we'll only put it to here. Okay, this goes to here. This goes. Right, so that's those floodlights, and then these ones here. Interesting. So they have to actually go like this. Oops, come on. Like this. I guess it'll look like that's the sun, so it'll look fine during day as well. Especially because it's a little bit darker around here. Very industrial feeling to it. Right, so those are all connected, and then it's just these ones here. So this one goes to here, and we just have this one right here. Alright, so now it's time What's going on? Okay, good. I think that makes it look even better. Where do we want to start this? I think I like it like right here. With that tree in the foreground, that looks extra cool. Now I do want to actually kind of wanted more of that tree to be in view. Come on. Is this what I want? Let's see. Move this to the inventory. P for photo. Yes. Yes. Alright. Let's take this screenshot. And then we'll do the guide. Hello and welcome to this guide for how to put together a scaled form of the steel beam and steel pipe production. So in this build we're going to be producing 2160 steel pipes per minute, and we're also going to be producing 810 steel beam per minute. Now both of these can't run at full tilt at the same time, but you know, if we just need steel beams, then this can run at that rate in this whole factory, or it can of course produce this much steel pipe. But yeah, if both are in demand, then these rates will be cut in half. These are the input materials that we're going to be using. So we're only going to be needing 1,163 iron ore. We will be needing 2160 coal per minute. And then we will be sort of using some alternate recipes as well that I'll explain. But yeah, you would need to unlock them if you also want to put together this build. I have a guide on my YouTube channel for how to get all of the hard drives pretty easily. So before we look at what we actually did, let's look at what we dismissed. So there's another fairly good build based on petroleum coke, which is pretty good as well. In that case, oh, I think this is a mistake. This is the yeah, that's a different one. That's compacted coal. Well, this up here is compacted coal. So what you can actually do, I don't think we fully looked at this, but yeah, with compacted coal, with some of these input materials, you can actually produce a decent amount of, like the same amount of steel ingot, but instead of needing water, you actually end up needing sulfur, and you also end up needing a lot more iron ore. So that's why we dismissed this one. The petroleum coke one, which is of course not sort of correctly noted down here because it's still based on sulfur, but the petroleum coke one is pretty good as well. It's just that you need petroleum nearby, which we don't have in this particular location that we picked. Then the other one that you of course can do is you can just sort of use the sort of basic recipe, but then with the sort of 2160 iron ore and coal that we have available in this location, you actually end up producing less steel ingots than we are. So instead, we're going to be using a build where we use water as well as iron ore to produce iron ingots, and then we're going to be turning those iron ingots and coal into steel ingots. So yeah, that's going to be the aim. All right, let's get off our perch here and delete this. So we have sort of put together everything already. The only thing that's missing is making it all work, which is sort of the exciting part. So let's do that. Now we start over here with the what do we call this? The pure iron ingot. So that's the first step. So this is where we are getting all of our inputs. So we're getting all of this water, we're getting all of this iron ore, which is actually sort of 2 full belts of iron ore. We're not going to need all of it. And then we're getting 3 full belts of coal. The iron ore is being mined over there. And then the coal is actually being mined up there. So you can see that we've drawn coal all the way along here and then sort of grabbing it from over there. I'm not going to show you exactly what that looks like because it's just, you know, a fairly boring mine. So, oh, and the water source is down here. So we actually built a very nice sort of quay over here with all of these water extractors lined up. So we have 7 water extractors for 720 water per minute, which means, of course, that we need 2 pipes. We're not going to be needing all of the water, but we'll need most of the water. Here we need more than just 1 pipe, which is why we have 2 pipes. So yeah, so let's connect this pipe into here, and then all of these should actually start to receive. Well, we actually need to connect this into here, of course. So you can see that the water is now getting pumped through there, and this is starting to get water. So then the only other thing that is still left is that we need to put down a splitter. Now usually it's a better idea to put down these splitters before you put in the pipes. So in this case we chose to put the pipes on the bottom and then the iron ingot on the top. Now did we actually get this wrong? That would suck. Yeah, that splitter went in wrong. So let's try that again. This is, of course, one of the really annoying parts of this build, is that you have to get lots of things right. And that's not always easy. Alright, so let's connect that into there. And then we'll have to figure out how to get all of those materials over here, which we'll do in a minute. Alright, so then this goes into here. Right, so now we will want to put, actually it'll be easier. So 1, 2, I think it'll be here, and then we'll go into the middle here. So I think this will be easier to do rather than anything else. Okay, so that's the iron ore that's coming. No, I don't think I put this quite in the right place, because we would need 1, 2, okay. Alright, let's see, we can probably connect it through, yep, alright, cool. So then we just need to connect this to this one, this to here. We can get rid of this now. Oops. Just for aesthetic purposes. Okay, and then we connect this into there, and then this into here, and then we should see that this has iron ore, and it's going to be producing iron ingots, which is a great situation to be in. Now, we can actually look here. So this is not getting water for some reason, because I forgot to actually connect these things through. So, because there's quite a few of them, I'm just going to do that, and then I'll be back and continue with the guide. Alright, we will probably find a few of these kind of mistakes, but it's okay. Wrong. How many more do we have? Jesus Christ. Right, let's make sure that these are going. Yep, alright, cool. Okay, we have just connected the water in for all of these refineries, so you can see that all of them are getting all the materials they need now, and we have a whole bunch of production going on. Now, I suspect that in this particular case, it's just, right, so at some point, this first 720 belt of iron ore will run out, right? It can support 720 divided by 35 number of belts. Now, that's not quite 720, which is why we have this somewhat more complicated interchange here, right? Where we essentially need to, like we still get about half the output of this one sort of coming through here, being able to feed that one. But then, you know, there's still not going to be able to put the full 720 from here onto that bottom belt, so we need actually that second time sort of putting the materials down. And of course, in these sorts of locations, it will take a little bit of time. Towards the end of sort of a long chain of input, it's going to take a little bit of time as the input buffers for these refineries actually put in. So if we look at what's actually going on here, we have 34 refineries, which is a little bit more than we actually need. I think it's about half of a refinery more, which is why we went to 34, not 33. And they're going to be getting enough input materials to produce a little more than 2160 iron ingot per minute. They're not going to be able to put more than 2160 iron ingot on the belts because we only have 3 output belts, but they will be capable of producing a little bit more. That's fine. And they also, of course, consume water. So now, if we look at the output line over here, so you can see that all of these iron ingots are being produced and are on these belts. So the other thing that you can see is that, of course, we're going to need more than one 720 output belt. It's not going to do, so that's why we have this stack, and you'll be able to see that you know, this one here will actually get to the second output belt. Now, in this case, we actually have to feed, because these are not going to be able to exactly put down a belt of 720 iron ingots. We actually have to take the previous one that's you know, a little bit more and actually refresh it down a little bit. So that's why this is here. And then we actually also, I just realized we probably have to pull some down from the top, because at this point this is only going to be capable of actually sending 720 down the line. And of course here it's going to be a little bit less than 720, but I think that's a detail that you know, we need to figure out at some point. It probably means that we need essentially a 4th belt that can sort of stock up some of the bottom belts here. But yeah, so each of these belts is only actually going to be down by about 5 iron ingots, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so let's put this one here. So we can connect this output together. Of course, this output then can make its way over here, and you can see that we draw materials backwards along here. And then we'll also connect these in here. Oh boy, that's not really what was necessary. So we want this to come here, and this to come in here. What I'm going to do for 1 minute is actually put that belt in that is going to be there to make sure that at the end all of these belts here have 720 on them. So I'll show you how I put that together. 1 minute. Okay. I just realized that that is a problem. So what we actually need here is to get rid of all of this, right? And then we need some mergers, right? So yeah, the output is going to be there, there, and there. let's get the, well, let's figure out how we do this first. Right, so we actually only need this merger in the bottom here, right? So these lines here, oops, they can actually keep going because they should already have been refreshed. Right, and then there should be 1, 2, like a belt like that that ends up here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 should be something like this, and this one essentially just needs to be back by 2. We need to get something like right in here. So this ends up going into there. This ends up going into here. Okay. So the problem is that, of course, if we use this one here to actually refresh, then this belt here isn't going to be at the rates that we need it to be at. So that is a big problem. Right, come on. Don't you want to connect here? Okay. Now, at this location, we actually do need, so let's put this 1, 2, 3, and we can get rid of this. What did I just do? Okay. So just need this to do this, and okay, here we go. So it turns out that I actually was worried about it. Okay, so that there refreshes this belt, or boosts that belt, I should say. So let's do this. Alright, and then we just need to go here. Okay, so instead of this, well, instead of all of that, that shouldn't be there. Okay. Doesn't reach. Okay. So we need something maybe right here. Okay. And then what needs to happen is this last one here is just going to be there to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right. That last one is just going to be there to like refresh those earlier belts. So let's go to around here. Then we'll need one more. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these, right? Then 11 times 65 here. All right. Okay, so we have fixed the problem. What you can see here, right? So between each of these belts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's the case for all of them. 11 feeds like one of these belts. Now, 11 actually produce 11 times 65 produce 715. So 5 per minute is going to be missing from this conveyor belt here, right? Which is where this last one comes in now. Of course, this is not sort of getting anything right now. I don't actually know why this isn't drawing. Okay, that was just badly connected. Okay. So this last belt here, the purpose of that is to essentially carry enough material to put 5 into each one of these. So what's going on with you? Right, I see, because the belt is full. Okay, so what you can see here is that we are taking this top belt and using it to top up this belt just before it gets lifted there, right? And we're doing the same down here as well for the other belts. Just before the end, we sort of use it to refresh that belt in the ground. So this adds the 5 per minute in once these are running at full rates. And then of course this belt is also going to be 720 per minute. And then we have that exact same arrangement at the end here as well. So sort of refreshing that last belt. Okay, so the next step, now that we have the iron ingots, we will need the coal to put into the what is this called? The foundry to produce steel ingots. And what you can see here is that we're using an alternate recipe called solid steel ingot, which uses the iron ingots and coal to produce steel ingots. So not only do we get a very nice multiple here, right? Like 35 iron ore produce 65 iron ingot per minute. Usually it's 1 for 1, so that's a lot better with these. And then usually the recipe is 1 iron ingot, 1 coal produces 1 steel ingot. Actually, that's a lot better here because 40 per minute of the iron ingots produce 60 per minute of the steel ingot. And that's why you can see that we actually don't need a lot of iron ore and we need a lot less iron coal to actually produce essentially 3,240 steel ingot per minute, which is a lot of steel ingot to produce. Usually we'd only be able to go to 2160, so we're actually getting 50% more. And if we weren't coal limited, of course we could, go a lot further with this iron ore as well. So the way that this one works is that we have sort of two sort of foundries facing each other, and they're sharing input material here. And that's just to limit the limit the sort of how far back these go. So for that we just need to feed it coal. Coal. Did I get this wrong? Oh, I think I put a merger in, which is not great. Right. So yeah, we just need to feed it this coal and this these iron ingots. And oops. Then we also need to, of course, connect this through to here. And then we need to get these materials in. Alright, so I don't have enough of that. I'll show you, that gives me a chance to actually show you how we solve the material problem. I have a guide for this as well. So in this way, you can imagine that this would take like lots of trips back and forth to our home base, but instead we have hooked up a drone delivery system where at the home base we sort of planned and counted all of the materials that we needed to build all of this, and then just slowly over time got these drones to deliver it. And then we have these programmable splitters that sort of separate out the materials into these. But if you want to know more, there's a guide on my YouTube channel. You just sort of search for something like never run out of building materials or something like that, and then you'll be able to find it. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's meant that we've just been able to be over here and build for the most part. All right, so now that all of these are working, we actually have to connect the output. And then the way that these are arranged, oops, I got that wrong. The way that I've arranged this is that we aggregate the output to here, right? So we'll see all of the steel ingots arrive here. And that essentially means that we can expand that as far back as we want, and we don't run into any problems on the input here with like clashing materials. Otherwise I'd have to find a way to get the steel through here, but instead we essentially start anew because we don't have those outputs. But yeah, the other thing to sort of show you is, now one of the things you want to keep in mind is that of course we have to refresh these materials. So there are actually 18 smelters that can run off one full belt of coal and iron ingots, and then you have to refresh those two material lines. So what you can see is that we just have like the sort of other material that we have available just going backwards on these two foundations and sort of merging into these production lines after 18 foundries. And that happens in the same way at the back here. The other thing that you can see is that 12 of these foundries actually produce one full belt of steel ingots. So at that time we sort of take it out and then start a new belt. You can see a second belt starts at the back there, and then a third belt sort of gets merged in here, and we actually end up with 4 belts plus a bit. So we actually have 4.5 belts of steel ingots, and if you do the maths on that, you'll find that it actually produces the amount that we were saying here, sort of 3240. So if we go 750 times 4.5, it's a bit more than 4.5 or a bit less, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's going to be 3240 steel per minute. Okay, so this output steel then needs to be brought to here, and then of course we also need to oh wait, this is going to the wrong location. It actually needs to go to the top, so let's do the other one. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Right, so let's draw this forward all the way to the front. Usually I put it to like well, we can only really put it to here, unfortunately, and then we can connect this into there. Okay, so that's the steel that's functioning, and this just means that, you know, the one that isn't running at the full rate will be at the top. So it's the last one that will actually be used, which is precisely what we need on the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I think that should be enough. So let's connect this to here and then this into here. Then we can connect these other materials through. Okay. That to there and this to here. And then finally what we need to do is we need to actually have this one here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then what we will also need to do here is just line this up. Then we need 1, 2. Okay, this goes to here and that goes to there. Okay, and then we have a huge amount of steel getting delivered. Okay, so then the next step is that of course we need to produce the two output materials. So what we have here is that the first step is that we're actually producing steel pipes here. So we are going to be sinking all of the 3240 steel ingots into steel pipes, which means that we can produce 2160 steel pipes per minute and actually 108 constructors. And we're using the standard recipe here, where one steel pipe costs 1.5 steel ingots. And you can see that there's a ridiculous number of these constructors available here, which is a lovely sight. And the way that we have, again, done this is we have two constructors sort of facing each other, taking input materials like this. Oops. So we'll connect this into here. And then the output, again, is getting first sent to the back and aggregated, and we'll see that come through. And then, of course, here is where it will all sort of end up. So what we'll do here is we'll do something like this. And then we need this one here. Okay, 1, 2. Going to there. So that's all of the steel pipes. So something to keep in mind is that you will have to essentially refresh the input material. I think it's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, so 24 of these constructors can be fed by one full belt of steel ingots. So every sort of 12, you will have to essentially take one of these input lines and refresh the bottom input line. And then it actually takes quite a bit of, like it takes about 36 of these constructors to produce one of these output lines, because we only take the output from one of these. After 36, we just merge out this steel pipe, and of course, over time, as more of the input buffers will get saturated, we'll actually see that this will be producing a full 720 per minute. But yeah, and then this essentially collects all of the output for the second belt, and then we have our third belt of steel pipes coming through here. Now, if we look at this, of course, we don't have steel ingots, but that's because these input lines are still being saturated here. Like these are still getting built up to 100, and then eventually it will all flow to the back. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now, once we have produced these steel pipes, the plan here is going to be that we deliver these to wherever they need to go through these drone ports. The reason for using drone ports is because I don't feel like drawing trains. They're very long. And we are going to be, as the next guide, we're going to be putting together a highly scaled battery production. So then we're not going to have to worry about batteries at all. Now on this side, we're not going to actually provide batteries. So this is purely a pickup port. It's not going to be able to deliver. So wherever we want this material, we will have to make batteries available there. So yeah. So the way that we connect these here is that we just draw them. Oops, just draw them into the input lines. And I'm not even going to put an industrial storage here, which I have done in the past, but it's just not going to be necessary. We're not going to be spending any time at this location. It just needs to be producing its materials, and then I'm going to be perfectly happy with that. Okay, and then we just need to connect these two into here. And then we have 3 drone ports here that will be receiving steel pipes at a rate of 720 each per minute. So yeah, that's a pretty good development. Now we have all of these belts actually getting materials. Okay, so then the next step is that we're actually going to be splitting the steel ingot input, right? So we're going to have 2 production lines that all can sink all of this input. So it just depends on which particular production line actually needs to be running at a given time. But that's for the steel beam construction. Now the steel beam actually takes a lot more input material to be to produce. So it actually takes 4 steel ingots rather than 1.5 to produce 1 steel beam. So wherever possible, we want to use steel pipes instead of steel ingots. So there's 3,240 steel ingots. Actually, it's only going to result in 810 steel beam, which is just a little bit more than 1 full belt. So this other than that, this works in a very similar way. So we have these constructors that are producing all of these materials that are the steel beams that we actually want, that are connected through like this. And then, of course, we have these sort of refresh lines that we can connect in through here. The only difference for this one compared to the steel pipes is that the location for the refresh is slightly earlier, so we actually only can feed 12 constructors off of one 720 per minute steel ingot line. So you have to keep that in mind. And then the output, of course, is just one belt. So in total we have 54 foundries here, and it takes 48 foundries just to make one full belt of these steel beams. Now, we're not going to be able to produce the steel beams at full rate because, of course, the steel ingot is currently being shared by this production line as well as this production line, and the steel pipes are still, they're not saturated yet, so that'll have to happen. But the assumption is that I'm only going to need either steel beams or steel pipes in the future. So, you know, we just need essentially one of these to be able to sink all of the steel ingots that we can produce. Okay, so then on the output here, which I'll just show you now, is that we have the usual method of collecting the output backwards as a starting point. So that we can essentially keep scaling backwards if we so choose. And then it comes back all the way to the front, and you can see that we have steel beams right there. And then we also need to collect this here, so it'll work in a very similar fashion. We'll just put one of these here and then put this in. I don't know why it's trying to do something really complicated there, but it's okay. And similar to the steel pipes, we're going to be delivering it into this drone network. So in this one here, we are going to have essentially one 720 per minute belt of steel beams that will go into here, and a very small number of steel beams that will actually make its way into here. It's not going to be a lot at all. It's only going to be the output from 6 of these, and that's about 90 per minute, so it's not going to be a whole lot. But yeah, that's how this crazy scaled steel production line works. I'm pretty proud of it. Now we have steel pipes and steel beams available at scaled rates wherever we want. I also am very pleased with these floodlights. And also like sort of this open cut or open factory for the steel production, which is very cool. But yeah, you can see that, you know, the bottom belt here is running at full rate, and then the top one isn't always running, which is because you know, we only actually need a little bit more than 1,000 iron ore per minute. And then you can see that, of course, these lines are going at full rate most of the time. And you can see that some of this refreshing materials come through here. I think some of these are still getting the input buffers filled up. We can always check a little bit and see if any of them are not working. I think all of them are working now. And then you can also see that all of these are working at the moment as well. So that's a pretty good outcome now. So yeah, I'm sure there's some mistakes in here that, you know, we can correct at some point, but for the purpose of the guide, that's all I have for you. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye. Alright, that was a pretty cool build. Now, why is this one not working? That's not connected. This is not getting iron yet. Okay, so we made a mistake here. Let's see if there are any other mistakes that we can spot straight away. I mean, I'm sure there are lots. I mean, this looks all fine. This looks fine now. Okay, and this one isn't working. It's not getting water. one is. This one just isn't getting any for some reason. Okay, now it's getting water. Okay. So sometimes there are just some weird bugs that stop your production lines working perfectly. Okay, you are not feeding your ingots out for some reason. You're still not feeding them. Come on. Oh, is there like a... So it looked a little bit suspicious. Alright, so that's that. Yeah, you have like these teething problems. Okay, so that one's working. Alright, let's see what the problem with this one is. Okay, you're not getting any water. Okay, so that usually means that this one wasn't connected in properly. Oops, that's not really what I wanted. Okay, so now you're getting water as well. Okay. Right, they all look good. Maybe you have to stop. Let's just quickly check these. That one's all working, that one's working. Alright. Still don't have like full rates on here. Alright, but all of them are working. I think it's probably just input buffers that are not perfectly full here. Alright, so these pipes have actually saturated. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So next time we will be looking at the battery production, so that we can you know, build our drone network. Currently we only actually have 60 batteries per minute getting produced, so that's not going to do. If we're going to be using drones at scale, we probably need a lot more than that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time.